there. Okay, so now move on to the next point, or next topic, that is the discovery of microorganisms and microscope. Who discovered the microorganisms and microscope? So before discussing about the micros microscope and microorganisms, at first we have to know about who discovered the cell, how he discovered the cell. So first thing about the Robert Hooke, who discovered or proposed the cell theory. So he observed the cork cell with crude microscope, and he said that all living things are composed of cells. All living things have one thing, that is a cell, that is the unit of life. So he termed the cell, and in his Micrographia book he wrote a book, that is a Micrographia, which he published, and in this book, that contained drawings of cork cell which was discovered using a early microscope. Okay, so here we can see this is the microscope which he used, that is a compound microscope he used to study the cell, and he proposed the cell theory, where he found where he draw the picture of the mold, picture of the bluish mold structure. Okay, so he is the first scientist who discovered the cell. Okay, and so the cork cell Robert Hooke saw were actually the remains of dead plant cells. So whatever he had seen in his microscope, that are the dead plant cell, that are the cork cell. Okay, but in next, Leeuwenhoek, who was actually the first man to observe live cell. So he came with his own made microscope. He made a microscope, that is a simple microscope, and he first observed sperm cell, bacteria and RBCs, and he termed the bacteria in his published book, that is he termed the bacteria as animalcules. Okay, and by his observations we first know about the bacteriology and microbiology. So that's why he is known as the, or Leeuwenhoek is known as the father of microbiology, because after his study or after his research, at first we have know about the bacteriology and microbiology. Okay, so this is the microscope. This is the microscope. This is the microscope invented by Leeuwenhoek, and here the lens is present, and in the top position here in the top position a sample is present, specimen is put it here, and this is a screw. By rotating this screw, or we can he can adjust the specimen towards its lens. Okay, so in this way he discovered or showed the discovered the microorganisms. Okay, so here also, so at first cell theory or cell are discovered, that is dead cell is discovered by or seen by Robert Hooke, and then a microscope is discovered by Anton van Leeuwenhoek, and this is the microscope. It is a simple microscope. Here the lens is present, here the specimen is placed, and this is the screw. By adjusting this screw he can see the microorganisms. Okay, so this is the most old type of microscope, and here uh, Leeuwenhoek termed the bacterial cell as animalcules, where which he included in a letter which he sent to the Royal Society in 1683. Okay, so now